sometimes if you gamify something, it kind of helps. Like in this particular case, we're talking about blogs and audio blogs and things like that. Well, when I start looking at the numbers and I start looking at it kind of like a game, it's like I can tell you when I last looked, I think we're at like 966 downloads. So my immediate goal is to get that to 1,000. So it will get there if I didn't do anything further. It'll get there, probably in the next week or two, or whatever. Um, but I want to get it there faster. And then once I get to 1,000, then I want to see how long it's going to take me to get to 1,100 to 1,500 to 2,000. So I'm constantly looking at that. And then that is what helps to drive me towards producing more content because the more content that I can float, um, there'll be more potentials for downloads. And so, I guess through gamifying it's something that can uh, help to give you the inspiration that you need to be able to produce content, and maybe not so much see it as a grind, I guess.
Yeah, and it's funny you say that, Dad, because so many sales organizations gamify their sales teams. And
Hmm.
so you've been gamifying your jobs, no matter, you could probably go way back when you were doing the job where you had to fill the beers. What was that in the factory?
Hmm. Yeah, I
Yeah, you
worked
had
at
to
a
like,
brewery.
yeah, in a brewery. So you were even gamifying that back then. So you've just taken that all the way throughout your career and when you started the business of gamifying it to because you can see numbers in your head that you can elevate on. So you're like, hey,
Sure.
I'm right here right now, but can I get a little bit higher? And then
Hmm.
before you know it, you're a little bit higher and you just keep going a little bit higher. And
Sure.
so I like how you do that. And it's a very clear path um, to measure your activity on.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it makes it like a little bit more fun and interesting if you make a game out of it, right? Dad's just obsessed with like, oh, I got 10 this week, so I got to get 12 that week, or like, what can I do to make it go a little higher? And he's obsessed with it, but it's fun. Like that's why we played games as kids. It's like I can't tell you how many games I played to like you just keep playing so you can unlock the next level, right? You keep unlocking. I got to get that little weapon, or I got to get that little
Sure.
upgrade. So you work real hard at the game so that you can get that little reward. And like if when you set up business in that way, it kind of is the same mechanism that like video games does for you. It's like gives you that dopamine spike. It's like, yes, I hit my goal.
That's
Oh
Uh,
right.
yeah. No,
Yeah, that
games these days are perfect at gamifying things to keep you hooked and keep you going. So you can take that same concept and use it on anything that you're doing, whether it's blogging, whether it's Dad, you're doing the audio blog, whether it's sales, whether it's marketing. If you have
Hmm.
something to actually reference it to and have some fun with your job, it makes your
Sure.
life a whole lot better.
Yeah,
Yeah,
totally.
yeah,
Totally.
like in our industry with the manufacturers, I can think of one at least that puts you in these different tiers. Like so, you'll be like bronze, and then silver status, and gold something, and it unlocks like maybe some more discounts or some access to whatever it is. And when I was playing online poker, I remember that too. Like you in your account you could click in the account and it shows like what level you are, like you're a bronze or something, and then it shows like the little needle, like you're 1%, 2%, 3%, and then until you get to silver. And it also shows to the other people you're playing against, I'm a silver person, I'm a platinum
Mhm.
player or whatever. And then it gives you some extra like little benefits, like you get more like rewards and stuff like that, where you can check out in their store and get these cool little like an I what was it, like iPods and stuff like that, and all these little gadgets where you're like, oh, that's cool, I get a free thing. Well, it's because you paid into the system over time or whatever. But it's like a gamify, so it's cool. Like you're at like 92 and you're like, just come on, just grind up to get up. I want to get to that next level.
That's interesting thinking about because we just signed on partner software, which is going to be able to unlock for us the ability to be able to um, set up any kind of commission structure we want. It can set up so much different things. So we could have our own levels bronze, silver, gold, or whatever you want to call it. Actually, what I would want to do is kind of like the UO titles we were talking about, like journeyman, master, grandmaster type of thing. But what like is there something we could do in that realm that might make sense that could help unlock more partner activity for us?
I think that's the thing. I think that's the thing. You put the reward system in place. There's certain criteria to get to the different tiers, and then you have an incentive. If you get to this, then this. Let's say, there's journeyman. You get paid X, but if you get to expert or something like that, that gives you an extra percentage on each of your deals, or gives you points for a reward store type thing where you can select items out of the store, that type of thing. And it allows people to gamify it, check in. I want to see what my and then if you can put it in so where someone doesn't have to log in, I don't know, so this is beyond any. So I'm more of like the idea. Yeah, pal, you've got the idea, but you don't know how to do it. Okay, yeah, I get that. But an idea that I have, which is dime a dozen, but whatever. Okay, is instead of making it some weird website you have to log into where it's like this other thing where it's kind of out of sight, out of mind, if you can have it more readily available, like in your face in a way, like if it's on your computer dash, like pops up like a little pop-up if for an app, or like a text message, not a text. It's kind of text is a little weird, but I think you get my point. Is that
some kind of
that
widget or something?
Something,
yeah, or
that
if you were
keeps it more in front of
integrated,
them.
or if you were like integrated in their system that they use every single day. Like say you use Microsoft Teams or Slack, right? There's a thing that it's an app on there. It's something they use every day. You attach to it. Now, guess what? You can be top of mind all the time.
Yeah, and it sees the bar. It's like headset advisor or something, and there's a bar, and it's like the full bar, and then it shows your half, and then you can click in, and it shows details, and you're like, oh man, like, if I get to that next one by this date, then I can unlock this and have these things. So you give them the gift of gamification.
In our platform that we use for our audio blogs, Buzzsprout, they have every time that you upload a podcast, they have all this celebration, like confetti and all this kind of stuff, and then they give you badges. So they give you badges in two categories. One is how many podcasts that you have uploaded, and then the other one is how many downloads that your podcast channel has received. So they have all these different levels, and so they send you an email, and they congratulate you with these badges, and that's kind of what they do.
That's interesting. What you kind of sparked my mind is like, we have a developer on staff, plus this new software has the ability to create automations. We could easily integrate with a lot of the communication platforms like Teams or Slack or whatever instant messaging thing. I got to imagine we can set that up that it's just like, oh, here's your earnings, or oh, hey, you're 15% of the way to gold, or hey, you get double rewards this month, or send in 10 referrals this month and you get, whatever. I feel like we can easily do that.
Hey everyone, thanks a lot for joining us on this clip of the We Blowing Up podcast, as me and my family are on the pursuit of blowing up our small family business and taking you along for the ride. Now, if you want to see the full episode, check that out right up here. Otherwise, check out another clip of here, and make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss out on future episodes and clips.